Kahit gaano kabigat ang night shift, magaan ang umaga. Pagkasama ang barkada at Tanduay Light. Tanduay Light, gaan ng may kasama.
Abot mo na ang Torres 5 Line, imported from Barcelona, Spain. Lasap mo ang bango, tamis at sarap. Tikman mo, lasapin mo. Abot mo na ang sarap na inaasam mo. Abot mo na ang Torres.
Kahit pagod, matibay ang loob. Pag nagkamali, handang itama. Kasama mo, Tanduay, higit 170 years ng swabe at buo ang lasa. Para sa matibay ang loob, tibay, Tanduay.
Sa bawat hakbang mo, mararating mo ang tagumpay. At ang ambisyon ng bagong buhay para sa'yo at para sa kanila. Pnb, every step together.
This could be you.
Be the face that redefines Philippine healthcare. Unleash your potential. Ignite your purpose. University of the East, Ramon Magsaysay Memorial Medical Center.
Never have I ever dared to stand out. Said yes to the unknown. Lit up the night. Don't worry, the fun never ever has to stop.
Tanduay flavored mixes. Try it in smooth, citrusy sweet daiquiri or fresh ginger spice zesty storm. Tanduay flavored mixes.
Just open up.
Drink responsibly.
Sarap mag-rise, energy from
He'll be tuloy ang mga ganaps. You need to keep your energy up. So tired of the usual. May new drink tayong favorite. Refresh your eyes. Yum the rise. Invigorize. Sarap mag-rise, energy pop.
Rise Energy Pop, ang bagong fruity grape surprise na sakto ang price.
Sarap mag-rise, energy pop. Cheers sa barkada nating night shift.
Kahit gaano kabigat ang night shift, magaan ang umaga. Pagkasama ang barkada at Tanduay Light. Tanduay Light, gaan ng may kasama.
Abot mo na ang Torres 5 Line, imported from Barcelona, Spain. Lasap mo ang bango, tamis at sarap. Tikman mo, lasapin mo. Abot mo na ang sarap na inaasam mo. Abot mo na ang Torres.
Kahit pagod, matibay ang loob. Pag nagkamali, handang itama. Kasama mo, Tanduay, higit 170 years ng swabe at buo ang lasa. Para sa matibay ang loob, tibay, Tanduay.
Sa bawat hakbang mo, mararating mo ang tagumpay. At ang ambisyon mong bagong buhay, para sa'yo at para sa kanila. Pnb, every step together.
This could be you.
Be the face that redefines Philippine healthcare. Unleash your potential. Ignite your purpose. University of the East, Ramon Magsaysay Memorial Medical Center.
Open up! Never have I ever dared to stand out. Said yes to the unknown. Lit up the night. Don't worry, the fun never ever has to stop.
Tanduay flavored mixes. Try it in smooth, citrusy sweet daiquiri or fresh ginger spice zesty storm. Tanduay flavored mixes.
Just open up.
Drink responsibly.
Sarap mag-rise, rise, energy pump.
Hilby, tuloy-tuloy ang mga ganaps. You need to keep your energy up. So tired of the usual. When you drink tayong favorite. Refresh your rise. Yum the rise. Invigorize. Sarap mag-rise, rise, energy pump.
Rise Energy Pop, ang bagong fruity grape surprise na sakto ang price.
Sarap mag-rise, rise, energy pump.
Live from Tanduay Gym here in Quiapo, Manila, we proudly present another weekend of incredible basketball here at the 2026 BKT Inter-Sister Cup. Brian Priscillius on the call alongside Coach Jonkay De Guzman, your storytellers for today's quadruple header. And it will be headlined first by Philippine National Bank going up against Eton Century Park Hotel Manila, followed by UE Manila contra PMFTC. Our third game, UERM against Zebra Holdings Incorporated. And our main event at 2:30 in the afternoon, Tanduay defending home court against ABI Cobra Rice, our defending champions. And it's gonna be a very incredible quadruple header here at the state-of-the-art Tanduay Gym. And this is my first time calling games for this season. Coach Jonkay, welcome on the panel, and it's glad to have you alongside working for this set of 4 games. Our first game, ito, Eton Century Park Hotel kontra PNB.
Yes, first of all, Brian, good morning and welcome back to the panel. So, we're currently, the batch at hand is PNB, who is currently at 1-1, and itong si Eton Century Park also sporting the same record. So, it's a crucial matchup even though we're early in our tournament. So, let's see kung sino sa tournament natin yung medyo didikit kay PMFTC in our today's ball game.
In the early goings of our season, we can see some shake-ups, at least relative to last season's standings, because PMFTC Lions are on top with 2 straight wins to begin their campaign. Pero ito, punta tayo sa match at hand. Una on your screens, Philippine National Bank, of course. They scored a very impressive upset of a victory against their nemesis in last year's finals. That was a rematch of that finals where they won against the Cobra Rice 87-84. Talk about this game, Coach Jonkay.
Well, it's a very close matchup, and as you could see, PNB, even though they defeated the defending champions, ABI Cobra Rice, has won at least, I think, 19 has a 19-game winning streak. So it's
dating back to 2023 at that.
Yes, oo. Pero as you could see, the field goals, Brian, 41 and 42% respectively. Even though mas mababa yung field goals ni Philippine National Bank, they shot better from the 3-point area, which played a huge factor in the 3-point win. Tingnan mo, even though they had 3 more 3-point attempts, they won by 3 points. So dun mo makikita how crucial 3-point shooting is, because a lot of the stats were dominated by ABI Cobra Rice, especially the points of turnovers.
And now we talk about Eton Century Park Hotel coming off a 10-point victory against the Zebra Holdings Incorporated in their first game to begin the campaign. Well, this is not as close as PNB's victory over Cobra Rice, but still an impressive victory for Eton Century to begin their campaign.
Yes, as you can see, itong si Eton Century Park Hotel won by 10 points, but they dominated most of the stats, the crucial stats in that game. Aside from the free throws, which itong si Zebra Holdings had 9 more free throws, pero points in the paint, fast break points, field goals clearly dominated by Eton Century Park Hotel. That's why they won by 10.
And now we turn it over to our court announcer for the announcement of our starting protagonists.
A very good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome here at Tanduay Athletics Bangtan Basketball Hall. This is the 2026 BKT Inter-Sister Cup. It's the first game of today's basketball action. It's between Philippine National Bank and Eton Century Park Hotel. Now introducing the starters. First, for the Philippine National Bank. Starting at guard number 1, Alvin De La Peña. To guard number 45, Victor Imperial. At forward number 77, Jemar Lualhati. Other forward number 9, Earl Bautista. And at center number 20, Christopher De La Cruz. The head coach of the PNB is Michael Puruganan. And now let us meet the starters for the Eton Century Park Hotel. Starting guard number 5, Matthew Carrito. To guard number 11, Michelle Tan. At forward number 18, Raymond Chua. Also at forward number 21, Arwin Albano. And man in the middle, number 15, John De Leon. The head coach of the Century Park Hotel is Mac Tan. Officiating this ball game, crew chief Richard.
Our Zebra Holdings Incorporated starting 5 on your screens. PNB going with De La Peña, Bautista, De La Cruz, Imperial, and Jemar Lualhati. Ito namang Century Park Hotel will rock it with Querido, Tan, De Leon, Chua, and of course, Arwin Albano. Sabi mo nga, we talked about this in the pregame. Arwin Albano, the barometer for Eton Century Park Hotel, and first possession goes to the men in orange and red. First quarter is brought to you by a Torres Light Brandy. First shot, too strong. Early jitters there for the first possession of Eton Century Park Hotel. At itong Eton Century Park Coach Jongkai, last season, they're always competitive, especially at the first 3 quarters, tapos kakapusin, at least in their losses in the fourth quarter. But let's see now if Arwin Albano will get that necessary bump from his teammates in this campaign.
Well, we all know that Arwin Albano is the barometer of his team, as you mentioned earlier in the game. But etong si Arwin Albano, kumbaga he could only do too much. He could run the break, score under the basket, provide passes, assists to his teammates. Pero syempre, sino yung magiging clear number 2 guy? Yes, you know Mitchell Tan is there, pero he's more of a facilitator. Pero in terms of the scoring aspect, kailangan maging mas consistent for Eton Century Park Hotel to support Arwin Albano in that department.
In the ensuing play, De Leon was called for a holding foul against a much bigger offensive player in De La Cruz who was trying to post up against him. Inbound, De La Cruz with the leather. Looking for a teammate. Strong drive. Lefty jumper, too strong. Still no points on the board para dito sa PNB. On the other side, Querido was able to crack the basket. Mitchell Tan. Yun yung mga slow step ni Mitchell Tan that he has already patented through the years.
As you could, as people call it, yung mga mas senior sa atin, kontra-tempo. That's why it's hard to guard him because in that previous play, he went left pero he was dribbling with his right. So very unorthodox. Pero still, he gets the job done. He wasn't able to convert the basket but has an opportunity to make 2 from the free throw line.
Mitchell Tan fails on the first attempt. One of our mainstays even in our inter-alumni veteran leagues.
So kumbaga hindi nawawala ng liga itong si Mitchell Tan.
Condition.
Condition. Batak sa laro as they say.
De La Cruz, left side. Jemar Luwalhati hoists up a 3, too strong. Rebound, Chua. Albano running the break. Albano, lefty layup is good.
Arwin Albano again starting the game with a fast break layup. As you could say, obviously, medyo na-observe natin from the previous games is parang isa sa mga favorite niya yan, yung transition.
4-0. Give and go play. A foul called on Mitchell Tan. That's Imperial driving to the basket.
That was a great back cut by Imperial. That's why he caught Mitchell Tan off guard and ended up fouling him.
Early substitutions here. Chris Robles entering the fray, as well as Nestor Ramos. These are the usual prospects of Coach Michael Poronganan, especially in their finals run last season.
Itong si Nestor Ramos, a Spitfire point guard, while itong si Robles, specialist, three-pointer.
Ayun na nga, binigyan ng espasyo si Robles but still trying to shake off that off-the-bench jitters, I guess. Missing on that 3-point attempt. Arwin Albano wants to show how it's done. May little contact pa doon.
Yeah. And itong si Arwin Albano, medyo Lamar Odom type of player. Parang Swiss knife. He could finish under the basket, get your rebounds, and also shoot from the outside.
Now this is a pretty unfamiliar territory for PNB as they have gone scoreless in the in the first 2 minutes or so here in the opening quarter.
And still scoreless after that free throw attempt from Nestor Ramos. But itong si, mahirap i-assume, Brian, but maybe may jitters or maybe on a high pa rin sila after that big win against the defending champions, itong si Cobra Rice.
Ramos will finally break through and put a point on the board for Philippine National Bank. Coach Mactan also deploying some substitutions here. Beautiful press break para dito sa Eton Century Park. Chua. Back out to the point guard, Albano. Jay for 3, that's his specialty, no. Luwalhati trying to settle things down. Robles is wide open. You don't want that man open. And a 3-point switch para kay Chris Robles.
Specialty of the house for Chris Robles.
Good fake. Mitchell, corner. Kick out. Another attempt from 3. And that trickles in.
And more importantly, off the glass pa yun, Brian.
Sabi nga natin, J-Yap specialty.
So we have 2 specialists on the floor. Itong si Chris Robles and J-Yap nagsasagutan from both ends of the floor.
Oh, that was a mistake. Rebound secured by Chua. 10-4, 6:15 to go. Here's a break. Lefty layup, no good. But Arwin Albano was there to clean it up. What effort by Arwin Albano and his boys to mount this early 12-4 lead. Timeout brought to you by Modern Fox.
Open up! Never have I ever dared to stand out. Said yes to the unknown. Lit up the night. Don't worry. The fun never ever has to stop.
Tanduay flavored mixes. Try it in smooth, citrusy sweet daiquiri or fresh ginger spice zesty storm. Tanduay flavored mixes.
Just open up.
Drink responsibly.
Back to the ball game. We are live from the Bongtan Basketball Hall, and you're on your screens right now, head-to-head between Christopher Robles and Arwin Albano, clearly the two offensive leaders of these respective squads. Christopher Robles for PNB scored 26, 4 and 5, 35 at 10 naman yung kartada ng Arwin Albano sa kanilang maiden game.
Oo, and first of all, Brian, props to our production team. Ang ganda nung graphic natin doon sa head. Oo. At the same time, medyo iba rin yung head-to-head matchup natin. It's a big man na who could do it all and a specialist sa kabilang side naman. So very intriguing head-to-head matchup. So let's see kung sino yung mananaig dun sa head-to-head matchup na yun.
Strong rebound by Arwin Albano to secure that board off a miss from Jemar. Mitchell still on the court for Coach Mac. Albano, familiar spot. Albano back rims that one. Robles with the board. Robles is running and he will be fouled by Querido.
Duty foul there by Matthew Querido, stopping itong si Christopher Robles sa transition opportunity.
Ito, papasok ngayon yung Kenneth Saavedra. Kung may specialty 3-point specialist sila, ito yung pesky defender specialist nila. Saavedra.
Parang Pat Bev type na player itong si Kenneth Saavedra.
Even the hairdo, pwedeng Pat Bev.
Pwedeng Pat Bev.
Robles, just inside the 3-point line, and he swishes that one in.
Different variation din for Chris Robles. Usually sa catch and shoot or spot up type of guy. Pero doon, pinakitaan tayo ng off the dribble.
Hustle play there for De La Cruz, but ball possession remains with Eton Century Park Hotel. J. Yap to Alejo. Alejo, too strong. Albano could not control the board. At eto nararatsyada ang PNB. Christopher Robles, 4 straight points.
Different variation for Robles. Layup naman. That's nothing, I mean, it's not that usual that we see Chris Robles finish with a layup.
Correct. Saavedra nahihirapang tumawid. Finally in the hands of Alejo. And now Arwin Albano. What a body control!
And again, itong si Arwin Albano early leading itong si Eton Century Park in terms of scoring.
Ramos for 3 from the corner. Short. And Albano already with his 4th rebound.
So itong si Arwin Albano, 7 points together with 4 rebounds in this game.
In a dime.
In a dime. So doing it all again, itong si Arwin Albano.
He gets called for an offensive foul right there at that juncture. Rivera comes in for PNB. Ito yung sinasabi mo, Coach Jongka, yung depth. Kahit sinong ipasok ni Coach Michael Purongganan, alam mong may gagawin.
Saka yung not only the depth but the heft of yung mga players niya. I mean, sa wings, very loaded, pero yung post and perimeter, I mean, yung mid-range area, very hefty players also.
Ron Rivera swishes that floater, even calling for a foul, talking to the referee, pleading his case. Magandang press break. Jayat dumps it off. Alejo was blocked. Traveling violation ang itinawag.
And that's great interior defense shown by PNB. They were able to stop the drive by Bon Alejo and the painted area attempt by J. Yap.
Tactical substitution here for Coach Mac Tan. Reinserting itong starting point guard niya, ang veteranong si Mitchell Tan.
Kailangan ng magfa-facilitate ng offense because since umupo si Mitchell Tan, dun nakaarangkada kahit paano si PNB because they're slowly inching closer to Eton Century Park after struggling early.
12-1 now ang talaan natin, 14-10.
So napako itong si Eton Century Park Hotel. Prior to that, Arwin Albano finished. That's why they were up to 14 points now.
That's a 9-2 run in favor of Philippine National Bank. Spearheaded, of course, by Chris Robles. Ramos to Rivera. Rivera to Robles. Oh, faltered on that pass. Mitchell slowing things down. Alejo on the break. No slowing down.
Yes.
Great move. Good defensive coverage for Mitchell Tan to stop that break.
Siguro if you're Eton Century Park, something that I've observed is you don't want Chris Robles just spotting up. You want to make him dribble.
Correct.
Kasi hindi yun yung strength niya, not to attack downhill or break down his defender. More on shooting talaga.
How about Juri Quaresma? Juri Quaresma things.
And one of the most dependable players ng PNB, itong si Juri Quaresma.
J-Yap, specialty 3, corner, no good. Saavedra hustle play. Saavedra putback is good.
Yun ang, kaya nandyan yung Kenneth Saavedra, Brian, is because of his hustle, his defense, at yung mga ganon, yung mga scavenger type of things, di ba?
Robles to Rivera on the corner. Ramos. Cage. Ramos was blocked by Alejo. Ball remains with Philippine National Bank. You can sense that the intensity is building up here at the end stages of the first quarter.
Mga ano kasi to mga contenders din kasi to. Kaya syempre, since we're playing a single round robin, you don't want to get the kumbaga lower end of the stick if you're playing against a top tier team.
How about that sidestep beauty para kay Chris Robles?
And itong si Chris Robles proving me wrong. Sabi ko, kailangan ipadribble siya. Pero during that time, went on a sidestep and finishing near the basket.
Compared to the Chris Robles we saw last season, parang this is a much improved version of yung craftsmanship niya in playmaking for himself.
Oo, siguro yung off-season work din yan ni Chris Robles because in the previous season, he was more of a catch and shoot. So, I apologize, Sir Chris Robles, for saying that spot-up shooter lang, walang downhill attack. Pero in that previous possession, he proved me wrong.
Chua, kick out. Alejo, comfort zone, no good. Raymond Chua with an offensive board. That was blocked. And now Quaresma is running. Quaresma, kick out. Robles shoots despite that hand in front of him and clearly bothered by Mitchell Tan's defense.
Great close out there by Mitchell Tan. And makikita mo, Brian, itong si Mitchell Tan, kumbaga up for the task talaga in stopping itong si Christopher Robles, who seems na talagang sky high yung confidence niya because in his previous game scored 26 points. But Kenneth Saavedra, after getting a putback, an offensive rebound, ito naman, nails down a three-pointer and is doing a great job defensively.
No hesitation at that. Kenneth Saavedra just runs into a three and then Chris Robles answers right back. Exactly what Saavedra did on the other side. Chris Robles showing he can do also.
Itong si Chris Robles taking advantage of the slight opening dahil kumabit sa screen yung tao niya.
A bit too courageous for comfort was Kenneth Saavedra, and Ron Rivera makes that defense pay on the other side on the fast break. 21-19. Raymond Chua will be called for an offensive foul.
And a great selling job from Felix Villanueva, who was able to sell that call to our referees.
With 36.3 seconds left, Coach Mactan will redeploy itong si Arwin Albano. Because just like that, dalawa na lang ang kalamangan ng Century Park.
Ika nga nila, umaalagwa itong PNB. The fresh faces on the floor, Brian. Itong si Isidro is inserted in the game, and Makavinta, another new player for Eton Century Park Hotel.
Villanueva to Robles. Dribbling exhibition for Chris Robles. He's double teamed. No space. That's gonna end the possession for PNB. Apologizes immediately to the coaching staff on the bench. 22.3 left here in the opening canto.
So last shot time na ito para sa Eton Century Park Hotel. They could extend their lead to 5 or 4. Depends on what they do in this last possession.
Albano up top. Can shoot a 3. He will decide to carve space inside. Albano, floater, no good. And there's still 0.8 of a second remaining here in the first quarter. Catch and shoot para dito sa Eton Century Park.
Yes.
J. Yap. And that's gonna end the first quarter of action sa pagitan ng PNB and Eton Century Park Hotel.
It was a great start for Eton Century Park Hotel, Brian, pero itong si PNB, even though with that slow start, was able to recover and make things more interesting at the end of the first quarter.
Arwin Albano leading the way with 9 points para dito sa Century Park Hotel. At on the other side, Chris Robles already in double digits, 12 big points. All in the first quarter, Coach Jonkay. So, living up to the expectation and then some, yung ating head-to-head matchup. Magbabalik po itong bakbakang PNB at Eton Century Park Hotel. Back to the coverage, still live here from the Bongtan Basketball Hall, formerly the Tanduay Gym here in Quiapo, Manila, for our continued coverage of the 2026 BKT Inter-Sister Cup. In your first game on this Saturday quadruple header, bakbakang Philippine National Bank at Eton Century Park Hotel. Second quarter now underway, brought to you by Torres Light Brandy.
Great pass.
Just a miss there. Albano is running. Albano, the bang, the bucket, and a chance for a three-point play.
Yes, again, transition opportunities. Itong si Arwin Albano taking advantage of those. Bruce and the deuce for Arwin Albano. Favorite niya talaga yung mga ganyan, absorbing contact and finishing.
Very Swiss knife yung dating nito ni Arwin Albano because he has the size to be a center. He can also stretch. He can shoot from the three, although he rarely hoists that one up. Pero you know that he's also a threat.
Kasi kumbaga very picky din siya when shooting threes. Kumbaga good shot tuwing titira siya ng 3 points.
Quaresma to Jemar. Rivera, corner, back to Rivera. They're gonna swing the basketball. Bangs it in from top of the key. That's a 3 ball para kay Ron Rivera.
Bukas pa lang ang PNB kahit Sabado, Brian.
Correct. Defensive hustle there for PNB. It was tapped away, but maraming nalaga sa shot clock.
And one of the reasons that's why PNB was able to make things more interesting is because of their defense. They're very aggressive yung 2-2-1 press na ini-implement nila and how aggressive they are, pero still very smart when they close out on the ball handler.
Commendable effort on the part of 3 PNB jerseys para i-clog itong si Arwin Albano to force that turnover. 24-22. 8:50 remaining in the second rather. Quaresma, no good on that jumper. That was almost stolen away by Ron Rivera, but the ball remains with Eton.
One more thing that's very evident, Brian, I just noticed now is every time that we talked about that kailangan ng consistent number 2 guy in terms of scoring to support Arwin Albano. But whenever Mitchell Tan is outside the floor, is not playing, they're struggling with their offensive sets or kung sino yung facilitator. And the designated point guard nila ngayon is Matthew Querido. Okay naman siya, but again, very evident yung pag-struggle nila in terms of offense. So he needs to be more stable in terms of facilitating the offense for Eton Century Park Hotel.
How about that instant offense from the just inserted Ivan Macavinta? But Judy Quaresma gets that two-pointer back. Nakapress pa rin ang PNB.
And I thought lulusot yung pasa doon ni Ron Jeffrey Rivera, but apparently it was too low and too much backspin for Judy Quaresma. Would have been a highlight if nasalo ni Judy Quaresma.
Parang threading the needle between two red shirts.
Kaso nasobrahan sa pectus.
Ito kapapasok lang, Tenyoso.
Yeah, very scrappy guy also for Eton Century Park.
Defensive purpose din to. Si Tenyoso, the hustle and
tsaka extra possession guy.
Energy. Pagka secure na niya yung possession, hanapin niya yung ball handler niya.
Kung si Saavedra yung sa wings, ito naman si Tenyoso yung sa more on sa post yung energy guy mo.
Villanueva drives, kicks,
great
extra pass. Quaresma, and that one trickles in for Judy Quaresma, and just like that, we are tied at 26. Hinabol po ng PNB from being down 12-1. We are now tied at 26 apiece. Timeout brought to you by Modern Fox.
Sa bawat hakbang mo, mararating mo ang tagumpay. At ang ambisyon mong bagong buhay para sa'yo at para sa kanila. PNB, every step together.
Abot mo na ang Torres 5 Line, imported from Barcelona, Spain. Lasap mo ang bango, tamis at sarap. Tikman mo, lasapin mo. Abot mo na ang sarap na inaasam mo. Abot mo na ang Torres.
Back on the coverage, maagang pagratsyada itong Eton Century Park Hotel, going on a 12-1 early start in the first quarter. But right now, 7:35 on the clock here in the second canto. Tabla na po tayo at 26 apiece. Sinimulan yung run na yan itong ni Chris Robles in the middle parts of the first quarter. And right now, maganda yung shift ng lineups at substitutions ni Coach Michael Purunganan.
And at the same time, yung how PNB implemented the 2-2-1 press break, it takes away press attack pala, meaning they've been taking time away from the execution ng offense nitong si Eton Century Park, so they were able to slow down the execution or the offense of Eton Century Park, which forces Eton Century Park to take rushed or bad shots. Kaya itong si PNB naman was able to take advantage of those misses and errors, kaya nakadikit na they were able to tie this game already.
Albano, beautiful pass to J-Yap. J-Yap just inside that three-point line, and there will be foul called.
And itong si Ron Jeffrey Rivera couldn't resist putting his hands in the cookie jar. It was a rush shot, or actually emergency shot na yun from J-Yap, but unfortunately, on the last millisecond, fumaul siya.
2 free throws for Jay. First is good.
So that stops the bleeding for Eton Century Park Hotel, Brian.
Reclaiming the lead as well.
But due to that missed free throw, itong si si Philippine National Bank has a chance to get back the lead with this possession.
Beautiful motion. Just too short on that layup for Jemar Luwalhati. Tenyoso nauuna. Tenyoso was blocked, pero may kasamang braso.
Tsaka may kasamang kadyot Kumbaga, yung taas medyo clean, but I think it's the forward motion down low. That's why itong si number 17, that's Felix Villanueva, was whistled for a foul.
And making that play possible as well was Arwin Albano, who had the vision to get that half-court pass.
Itong si Arwin Albano, we all know he could score, he could get rebounds, but an underrated aspect of his game is locating his teammates, getting dimes.
Front end of 2 is a miss for Teñoso. Second one though, still doesn't trickle in.
And a new insertion for PNB, Brian. That's number 21. Tama ba?
Yeah.
21. I don't see him in the lineup. So there's a fresh face for Philippine National Bank.
And there's also Anthony Martin Batong-Bakal, jersey number 84. Clearly a role defensive player or a parang
scrappy
stopper
defender,
yung stopper. Kita mo yung niya, yung pagka-lock in niya doon sa tao niya. Robles still with him. Robles could not get that end one opportunity but will have to earn his points from the free throw line.
And speaking of Robles, Brian, it's my first time covering him this season, this conference, and I'm really surprised and amazed on his improvement. I mean, my memory may serve me wrong, pero from the previous season na nagko-commentator, nag-analyst ako dito sa BKT Inter-Sister Cup, I remember Chris Robles as a spot-up shooter, more on piso-piso type. Pero yung improvement sa game niya with the breakdown moves and the handles of the dribble shots, very impressive. So parang player talaga, hindi parang bankero yung improvement itong si Chris Robles.
Chris Robles goes 1 out of 2. And that trip to the free throw line. We're tied at 27. Querido to Mitch Tan. Back to Querido. He can get that 3-1 up. In and out for Matthew Querido. Robles secures the board. Robles is running, pulls back. Robles for 3. Just short. Could have been a highlight.
Yeah. He had itong si Teñoso on skates in that pullback dribble.
And that's another beautiful location courtesy of Arwin Albano, ending with a Matthew Querido layup.
Great dive there from Matthew Querido in his great location for Arwin Albano.
Robles, right side. Beautiful pass. Nice fake. And one. Bang the bucket. And a chance for a 3-point play para kay De La Cruz.
Again, Chris Robles mixing it up. We all know itong si Chris Robles is a knockdown shooter, but this time breaks down his defender. Itong si Mitchell Tan was sending him right, took advantage of it, went downhill, attracted the last line, the low guy sa defense, and was able to drop a pass to De La Cruz for that end one opportunity.
Absolutely impressive, to say the least.
Panay-uwan-ana nga ako kay Chris Robles.
De La Cruz will not complete that 3-point play, but importantly, he ties the ball game at 29. Batong-Bakal. Here's Raymond to Batong-Bakal. Batong-Bakal is open. Nope. Jemar is rushing. Lefty floater for Mercurio is good.
Great location there by Jury Quaresma. And speaking of Jury Quaresma, Brian, previous conference, scoring load nasa kanya. Pero this time, more on facilitating dahil because of the emergence of Christopher Robles and the usual suspects, sila De La Cruz, Quaresma. Alam mo nandyan pero siguro it's a luxury also for for Jemar Luwalhati na he doesn't need to carry the scoring load that much pero concentrate on facilitating.
Robles to Ramos. Ramos is momentarily open. That doesn't trickle in. Oh, too strong a pass. Stolen by Ramos. PNB now. Jemar.
Nice pick. Good roll.
Oh, clearly a foul against Raymond Chua.
Nice
Clash of Titans, no?
Oo. Saka maganda yung two-man action doon ni Luwalhati and De La Cruz. Great execution of the pick and roll.
Pasok ngayon itong boys ni Coach Mactan, Alejo, J. Yap, Mitch Tan.
Kung titignan mo nga, Brian, if yung reference sa millennial reference to, sa Mighty Ducks, kasi meron silang tinatawag doon na Bash Brothers Yung parang enforcer nila. So itong si Eton Century Park, for me ang nakikita kong ganun si Arwin Albano and Simon Alejo. Kaso nga lang si PNB, hindi lang dalawa yung ganun nila. May Rivera ka, Quaresma, De La Cruz. So in terms of yun nga, as you mentioned, Clash of the Titans din eh. Ang dami nating movie reference sa matchup na to.
Chua running out of real estate. Gets the ball to the hands of Alejo. Mitch Tan, 4 to work with. He has to make something happen here. Mitch Tan hoists up a long bomb. No good. That was hustle play. Leads to a steal para dito kay John De Leon. Fresh 14. 6 left from that 14. Dump off to Alejo. 1.7 on the shot clock. But still another possession para dito kay Eton Century Park Hotel. Jay up for 3. No. And Jemar Luwalhati will locate itong si streaking Christopher Robles, but
sorry miss.
Kind of botched that layup on the other side.
Kinulang sa pectus at glass ang tira ni Christopher Robles.
Kick out to Mitch Tan. Hand in front of him. Mitch recovers to Jay. Jay is wide open. Wide to the left. Raymond Chua. Another possession for Century Park. De Leon is running out of space, and he does. PNB now is running. Ramos will complete the fast break.
Specialty Ernesto Ramos leaking out, streaking to the basket, and great fight by Jemar Luwalhati.
34-31. Biggest lead for PNB so far in this ballgame. J-Up will want to tie things up. Medyo nalamig si J-Up after that early 3 in the first quarter. Robles again is running. Robles gets his point 14 and 15, and that prompts Coach Mactan to call this Modern Fox timeout.
Sarap mag-rise, energy from
Hilby, tuloy-tuloy ang mga ganaps. You need to keep your energy up. So tired of the usual. Rain you drink tayong favorite. Refresh your rise. Yum na rise. Invigorize. Sarap mag-rise, energy pop.
Rise Energy Pop, ang bagong fruity grape surprise na sakto ang price.
Sarap mag-rise, energy pop.
And this is a brand new biggest lead para sa Philippine National Bank.
And credit to the defense also implemented by Philippine National Bank. They were down by 11 points early in the game. They were able to recover, tie it, then medyo nakalamang ulit si Eton Century Park Hotel. But now, because of the defense and their composure, they're currently up by 5 points itong si PNB.
Querido manning the point. To Mitch Tan. They want it on the post. Post move. Traveling violation ang itinawag dito. Kay Mark Tingin.
Itong si Jemar Luwalhati pulled the chair on Mark Tingin, kaya he was forced to a traveling violation.
De La Cruz wants to post up against a smaller Tingin. Oh, what a
nice
fake.
flash. Nice flash.
Alam mo, pinapractice nila yan nung warm-ups eh. Yung pag-receive dun sa gitna, dun sa shaded area, pump fake, tapos one dribble.
Veteran moves there and veteran smarts for PNB.
Chua, long bomb is good. Only a 2-pointer.
And if you're PNB, you'll take that. It's not all the time itong si Chef Raymond Chua would hit those. So kumbaga sa defense, may give ka. Kasi ang specialty talaga ni Raymond Chua is finishing under the basket.
Raymond Chua. Quick burst of speed there and a 4-0 personal run para kay Raymond Chua.
And as we were mentioning, yun yung specialty ni Raymond Chua, finishing in the painted area.
Cutting the lead of PNB to 3, 38 to 35. Ramos to Agarao. Agarao's favorite spot. Nope.
And itong si Agarao, moving well without the ball. His teammates finding him sa painted area.
Raymond Chua is telling Coach Mactan, I need some reinforcement right here. After that 4-0 scoring run para sa kanya. Agarao, back to Jemar. Jemar Luwalhati drives baseline and Luwalhati takes J-Yap to school.
Yes, and if I'm not mistaken, that's the first basket of Jemar Luwalhati in this game. So, naging aggressive siya in terms of offense dun sa possession na ito si Jemar Luwalhati.
Another possession there pero too strong a pass. A faltered play there could have been a fresh 14. Last 54.1 seconds here in the first half. There's a timeout on the floor. Magbabalik po ang BKT Inter-Sister Cup.
Kahit pagod, matibay ang loob. Pag nagkamali, handang itama. Kasama mo, Tanduay, higit 170 years ng swabe at buo ang lasa. Para sa matibay ang loob, tibay, Tanduay.
Back to the ball game, 40-35. Despite this scoring run by PNB, luckily for Coach Mactan and his squad, they aren't too far behind yet. At kita natin yung pagratsyado ng PNB. Bumomba tong si Chris Robles, Ron Rivera, very short minutes pero 7 points agad. Coach,
very efficient ang laro itong si Ron Jeffrey Rivera. And itong si Agarao has been very efficient also moving off the ball. Kaya laking tulong sa offense ni PNB.
Chris Robles gets a pick. Robles inside the three-point line, wide to the left, but De La Cruz gives them another possession. He bulldozes his way but kicks it out to Robles. Luwalhati orchestrating. Luwalhati gets up a three, no good. Tenyoso clears the board. Yan yung mga
specialty favorite ni Tenyoso eh.
Mitch. Nope. Para dito kay Querido.
Ito si Jemar Luwalhati is whistled for a loose ball foul. Medyo tinarget niya dun si Tenyoso. Kaya napituhan siya.
Just immediate ano lang. Parang may burn lang dun sa gusto mong reboundan yung rebound.
Napaaga yung gulang eh.
Kita natin si Coach Mactan, hindi talaga niya mahayaan na matagal nasa bench itong si Arwin Albano. In and out yung pag-sub nila kay Arwin. Paiinumin ng tubig. Tapos back ulit Arwin Albano.
And another guy who may help itong si Eton Century Park. Ayun, babanggitin ko pa lang yung pangalan niya, Kenneth Saavedra. So yun yung luxury ng kakapasok mo lang sa laro. Hindi alam ng defense na nandiyan ka na. And itong si Saavedra could provide a spark off the bench.
Just like that, we are already at the end of our first two quarters sa bakbakang PNB at Eton Century Park Hotel. Some highlights, of course, from the first half. Our scoring leaders, no other than, of course, yung nasa head-to-head matchup natin. Christopher Robles at Arwin Albano, 15 and 12 respectively. Your thoughts on the first half, Coach Jongay?
Yes, it's a very close matchup, no? Parang kung sa boxing, medyo maganda yung bigayan ng dalawang opponents. But great composure for Eton Century Park Hotel, even though hindi pa sila na-blow out in terms of, even though itong si PNB was able to implement a good defense. Pero so in terms of the game, very tight. So no clear advantage among the two teams kahit na up by 5 si PNB.
More BKT Inter-Sister Cup action when we come back dito sa 2026 BKT Inter-Sister Cup.
Hindi ko napansin yung
Cheers sa barkada nating night shift.
Kahit gaano kabigat ang night shift, magaan ang umaga. Pagkasama ang barkada at Tanduay Light. Tanduay Light, gaan ng may kasama.
Sarap mag-rise, rise, energy pump.
Hilby, tuloy-tuloy ang mga ganaps. You need to keep your energy up. So tired of the usual. May new drink tayong favorite. Refresh the rise. Yum the rise. Invigorize. Sarap mag-rise, rise, energy pump.
Rise Energy Pop, ang bagong fruity grape surprise na sakto ang price.
Sarap mag-rise, rise, energy pump.
Open up! Never have I ever dared to stand out. Said yes to the unknown. Lit up the night. Don't worry, the fun never ever has to stop.
Tanduay flavored mixes. Try it in smooth, citrusy sweet daiquiri or fresh ginger spice zesty storm. Tanduay flavored mixes.
Just open up.
Drink responsibly.
Dati, sa kamay ko umiikot ang lahat ng panalo. Kontrolado. Pero ngayon, magtitiwala na ako sa galing ng iba. Kaya, take your shot.
Tanduay Select, aged in oak barrels for that sweet caramel rum taste.
Dahil sa tamang pagtiwala, mas ramdam ang tunay na panalo. Tanduay Select, take your shot.
Tanduay Select, drink responsibly.
Abot mo na ang Torres 5 Line, imported from Barcelona, Spain. Lasap mo ang bango, tamis at sarap. Tikman mo, lasapin mo, abot mo na ang sarap na inaasam mo. Abot mo na ang Torres.
Kahit pagod, matibay ang loob. Pag nagkamali, handang itama. Kasama mo, Tanduay, higit 170 years ng suwabe at buo ang lasa. Para sa matibay ang loob, tibay, Tanduay.
This could be you.
Be the face that redefines Philippine healthcare. Unleash your potential. Ignite your purpose. University of the East Ramon Magsaysay Memorial Medical Center.
Sa bawat hakbang mo, mararating mo ang tagumpay. At ang ambisyon mong bagong buhay para sa'yo at para sa kanila. Pnb, every step together.
Kahit gaano kabigat ang night shift, magaan ang umaga. Pagkasama ang barkada at Tanduay Light. Tanduay Light, gaan ng may kasama.
Nagpapatuloy ang continued coverage ng ating BKT Inter-Sister Cup 2026. Halftime po ng unang laro ng ating Saturday quadruple header sa pagitan ng PNB at Eton Century Park Hotel. Some highlights on your screens.
It was a hot start for Eton Century Park Hotel, Brian, pero itong si PNB was able to weather the storm due to the stellar play of itong si Chris Robles, who was able to start hot also actually. Kumbaga itong si Arwin Albano started early for Eton Century Park, pero nasagot naman siya ni Chris Robles. So as we look at the stats, field goals natin 18 of 39 for PNB, while 16 of 35 for Eton Century Park Hotel. So parang nasa 46-45% each sila. Very efficient shooting. In terms of assists, maganda rin yung ikot ng bola ng both teams. 18 and 14 respectively. Rebounds dominated by Eton Century Park Hotel, 26-19. While points in the paint, slight advantage for PNB, 22-18.
That halftime summary brought to you by PMFTC. But a bit of a surprise for me that Eton Century Park was actually leading insofar as rebounds are concerned. Because sabi nga natin, yung mga big boys ni Coach Michael Purongganan, bumabakbak din. But we see our leading scorers brought to you by Asia Brewery Incorporated. Itong Eton Century Park being led by none other than Arwin Albano with 12 points. And Kenneth Saavedra Conchungkay, 7 points. Raymond Chua with 4. PNB with Robles leading the way, 15 points. Ron Rivera, 7. Quaresma, 6
Itong
points.
si Saavedra, very efficient minutes on the floor. Actually, parang ano lang siya short spurts lang siya. Pero whenever he's on the floor, he makes an impact both offensively and defensively.
Talk about efficiency, Ron Rivera, almost a point per minute. Only playing 7 minutes, 17 seconds in the first half, already with 7 points, 3 out of 4 from the field.
Very efficient shooting for Ron Jeffrey Rivera.
Third quarter just about to get underway here. Ladies and gentlemen, ito ay unang laro pa lang po ng ating Sabado quadruple header dito sa Bongtan Basketball Hall. Start of our third quarter. It's brought to you by Torres Brandy. Oh. Very quickly, there's a violation. Turning over para sa Eton Century Park. 42-37 as we start the third quarter. Brian Persillas on the call, working alongside Coach Chungkay de Guzman, your storytellers for all 4 games in today's set of BKT Inter-Sister Cup games. Already in our third weekend. Parehong 1-0 ang kartada ng naglalabang koponan ngayon. Beautiful play, but that kick out a bit misread by Mitch Tan. Raymond Chua, still no go, and Arwin Albano, as he tries to get that rebound, got slapped or smacked in the face. Inadvertently.
Inadvertently. Unintentional naman for Ron Jeffrey Rivera because both of them were going for the ball. More on the follow-through lang talaga siguro kaya inabot itong si Arwin Albano.
But we can see that Arwin Albano is a bit shaken up. And the call was on Ron Rivera. Siya yung kabanggaan doon ni Arwin Albano and that ensuing play to get that rebound.
So our officials are taking a look at the previous possession kung ano yung nangyari doon.
By the way, pagkatapos nito, mga kaibigan, up next, UE Manila against the 2-0 PMFTC Lions.
So itong si PMFTC looking for a win streak dahil back-to-back wins na sila. Pero while itong si UE Manila naman looking to stop that hot back-to-back win ni PMFTC.
J-Yap, Mitch Tan, corner 3. Mitch Tan, too strong. 3 white shirts on the break, led by Jemar Luwalhati, and that one in, out, and in again.
The sudden change of pace, magandang naka-finish nun si Jemar Luwalhati.
UE Manila players on the floor, Luwalhati, Rivera, Quaresma, Ramos, and Robles for PNB. Sa kabila naman, it's J-Yap, Arwin Albano, Chua, Tan, and Querido. Quaresma, free throw, jumper, no good. Albano clears the board. Ang bilis mag-settle ng depensa ng PNB.
Oo. So siguro doon mo rin makikita yung chemistry nila, yung buy-in sa system, and yung siguro walang ego din. Parang they just are doing their job in terms of yung roles nila pag nasa floor sila.
I would say ito yung parang Death 5 lineup ni Coach Michael Purunganan. You have Quaresma inside, you have Ramos inside, Rivera, Luwalhati, and of course, clearly the leader right now is Chris Robles as Arwin Albano gets a leak out to cut the deficit to only 3 points.
Yes, and speaking of clear leader, itong si Arwin Albano naman for Eton Century Park Hotel, getting back to his scoring ways after starting hot early in the game.
Without a doubt, the leader of Coach Mactan's squad. That layup attempt botched by the defense of Arwin Albano.
Maganda yung help side defense doon ni Arwin Albano. Actually, even though he defended on the strong side, parang siya yung nanggaling sa weak side, kaya was able to alter that shot of Nestor Ramos.
Querido to J-Yap. J-Yap still could not get his rhythm back.
Tsaka because of the defense also of PNB, rushed yung mga shots ni J-Yap. Usually, he likes it, kumbaga nakakalibrate talaga tira niyan. And
how
again,
about Christopher Robles getting that offensive board, faking that shot, getting his defender to his feet. Kita mo yung timing na yun, and then that recognition that he has a smaller defender in front of him.
Inintay niya muna yung contact bago niya inangat yung tira. Very smart for Christopher Robles.
Yung physique din ni Chris Robles, you can see that he gained some muscle.
Oh, parang naging lean siya as compared to the previous conference. So alam mong pinaghandaan talaga. Siguro it's the frustration also of losing in the finals, kaya yung drive niya to be better, to be more physically fit, 'di ba? Mas game shape talaga siya ngayon.
Already with 17 big points. Mitchell Tan, corner 3. Tan swishes it in.
So, first 3-pointer for Mitchell Tan.
There's a bit of an altercation here sa pagitan ni Castro at ni Arwin Albano.
And itong si Arwin Albano seldomly loses his cool kahit na sanay sa pisikalan niya. So, there must be something. Let's see. I don't know. And siguro kasi bagong player to eh. Usually, ang mga kakiskisan niya, sila Quaresma, sila De La Cruz, mga medyo familiar na sila sa isa't isa. May, let's say, may camaraderie kahit paano magkalaban. But for Arwin Albano, siguro may ibang oras siguro pag hindi mo pa kilala yung kakiskisan mo eh. So baka ganun yung nangyari doon.
We're still waiting for our referees. They're conferring and they seem to be decided that they will review it on the review center.
Kasi ang hindi natin kita sa camera natin or from our vantage point, Brian.
Even I was unaware. Ang nakita ko na lang is Arwin Albano was asking itong si Castro
kumbaga,
something. Parang,
he let him know eh, na parang hindi niya nagustuhan yan. So,
may problema ba?
So, hindi natin alam kung may tagong nangyari na hindi kita sa camera. Sa camera natin.
46-44. 6 minutes and 53 seconds here in the third quarter. Still a very close fight up until this point between last year's finalists PNB and Eton Century Park Hotel. Relatively, Coach Jongkay, similar teams yung dineploy nila for this campaign, but with some new faces, of course.
Pero yung core nila, basically, yun pa rin yung nasa yung rotation guys nila, yun pa rin talaga yung naglalaro. Nothing significant in terms of additions. Kumbaga, no big names as compared to the other teams na nag-beef up talaga ng lineup nila.
Ang nag-beef up siguro yung skill level ng mga player. Isa na dyan si Chris Robles.
Yes, definitely. Kumbaga, the emergence of Chris Robles talaga from being a specialist to this conference, masabi natin go-to guy na siya.
We're seeing some verdict right now from our chief umpire. May technical foul na itinawag, I think, kay Arwin Albano. So Chris Robles will be the designated shooter to take that point.
Technical foul on number 21, Arwin Albano for unsportsmanlike behavior. That's his third personal foul.
Third personal foul. That's a bit of an ouchie.
Yes, And we're still early in the third quarter. 6:53 to go. And Arwin Albano has been leading Eton Century Park basically in all of the stats. Currently has 14 and 11. So ayan, makikita natin. Nothing untoward naman. Parang pisikalan lang talaga.
Nagkausugan. At siguro may mga utterances na hindi nagustuhan. Okay, back to action. Matthew Querido.
Nice move.
Off the window.
Oo.
Ang Eton Century Park, bukas talaga yan ng Sabado.
Yan
Hotel yan eh.
Oo. Hindi natin alam kung may bangko din doon. Kaya bank is open for Matthew Querido.
Ron Rivera to Quaresma. Robles pulls back. Robles for 3. And that seems like that's just a 2-pointer, but that seems like a move that he practiced over and over again in the offseason.
Ang lang is maybe masyadong malaki yung paa nitong si Chris Robles, but I think that's the second or third na stepping siya sa mga 3-point attempts niya, but could have been more in terms of the scoring output para kay Chris Robles.
That was Castro. He was blocked. Ball remains with the white and blue shirts of Philippine National Bank. 48-46. Only a 2-point ball game. We are feeling the intensity pick up here in the third quarter. Quaresma to Castro. Castro against Albano. Castro turnaround. Castro, no space. Rivera drives. Favorite shot for Ron Rivera, no good.
Great intentions there for Castro, trying to bait Arwin Albano to get his 4th foul. Pero kudos din to Arwin Albano. Great defense against Castro.
Pick and pop.
Traveling. Nauna yung chacha doon ni Chef Raymond Chua bago yung dribble.
Step to the right. Move to the left.
Oo.
Upo muna si Jemar Luwalhati. Babalik ngayon si De La Cruz. At si Nestor Ramos. Pati si Ron Rivera. Ito yung mga palitan na sinasabi mo, Coach Jungkay. Walang tapon kahit sinong ipasok mo.
Tsaka kumbaga lahat sila lalaro sa sistema eh. They don't try to do too much. They just make the system work.
Ramos against Saavedra. Ramos gets a pick. Gives it to Quaresma. Wild shot. No. Albano clears the board. 48-46. Tatawid po tayo ng almost halfway mark ng third quarter. Albano
Great
kick out.
pass.
Alejo.
Favorite. Mga gusto rin mga tira ni Mon Alejo, mga mid-range.
Big to big action. Arwin Albano to Mon Alejo.
Tsaka yung big mo galing sa labas. Downhill attack. Kaya mag-a-attract talaga ng defense eh.
We're back to a tied ball game, 48 apiece. Ramos is momentarily open and he makes the defense pay.
Parang may sigh of relief doon for Nestor Ramos after hitting that 3-point shot.
That's the 4th 3-pointer ng Philippine National Bank. Alejo, same spot. A different result there.
Rush shot there for Mon Alejo. Nakita niya siguro yung sa peripheral niya. May close out na from a PNB player because he was momentarily open. And itong si Jerwin Agarao is back in the game after scoring 4 points, I think, of ball actions. He doesn't need the ball in his hands talaga to make his move. Nahanap lang talaga siya ng teammates niya.
Reaching foul on Kenneth Saavedra. Only his second foul, Kenneth Saavedra.
Back in the game na pala itong si Kenneth Saavedra. Pwede natin sabihin, instant impact din to eh. Tuwing nandyan sa floor, may impact. Kaso nga lang, 2 straight fouls yung impact niya dito sa sequence natin.
Third personal foul for Kenneth Saavedra.
Parang siya setting the tone against Nestor Ramos.
There's a whistle on the floor. Coach Mactan is conferring with the referee what happened exactly.
The referee was signaling a flopping violation.
But there was a slight nudge or a love tap at least. So medyo tinry lang ibenta ni Kenneth Saavedra.
Siguro sa referees natin, it was too much. It doesn't merit that kind of reaction sa ganong klaseng nudge.
Kaya kita mo si Coach Mactan, biglang punta sa referee. Ano yun? Bakit?
And 3 straight fouls for Kenneth Saavedra.
Bit unfortunate on that at that juncture for Kenneth Saavedra to be whistled for 3 straight fouls in less than 15 seconds.
Oo nga eh. Yun pala yung sasabihan ko. Sasabihin ko dapat less than 1 minute pero 15 game seconds lang pala.
Oo. Hindi gumalaw eh kasi galing for 17. Pangatlong foul na niya after that whistle. So Agarao will be shooting that free throw, a technical free throw.
Fortunately for Eton Century Park, itong si Agarao was unable to knock it.
Both teams shooting poorly from that free throw line. 3 out of 11 for PNB, 2 out of 7 para dito sa Eton Century Park. Stolen by John Runa De Leon.
So both teams, no, hindi nila natitake advantage yung regalo na binibigay sa kanila. But still, we're okay lang siguro dahil ang ganda ng laro natin. 3 points lang yung advantage ng PNB in the third quarter. But come siguro end game, dun mo babalikan yung free throws na yun.
Could spell the difference in the end game. Alejo.
Gandang diskarte ni Mon Alejo. Nakita niya nakababa yung kamay, so he fished for the foul.
Now Agarao is caught with his hand in the cookie jar.
So it's Ligayo who's whistled for the foul, not Agarao.
Baka yung contact sa likod.
Oo nga eh. That's 2 straight fouls also for Ligayo. So itong si Saavedra had 3 straight. Now itong si Ligayo naman, back-to-back.
Itong Mon Alejo, enforcer din ni Coach Mac Tante. Bruiser, kumbaga. 1 out of 2 on that free throw trip for Mon Alejo. Agarao, favorite shot for Agarao. Too strong. Alejo clears the board. Saavedra doesn't have the numbers. He gives it to Arwin Albano. Albano fakes. Traveling violation against Arwin.
Naka-reverse seal na si Arwin Albano early sa painted area, but unfortunately for Kenneth Saavedra, hindi niya makita yung passing angle.
Ramos against Saavedra. He gets a pick from De La Cruz. He's open from the long distance. And 2 people are down.
May kiskisa na naman tayo. It's De La Cruz and Saavedra. Galing dun sa screen action.
Sabay silang bumagsak eh. And I think there was 1 to 2 motions simultaneously happening.
Sumabit kasi si Saavedra dun sa pick ni De La Cruz. But that's why itong si Nestor Ramos got open. Pero hindi na clear sa atin what happened after the jump shot ni Nestor Ramos. That's why, kaya kumbaga bumagsak sila.
But I think the 3-pointer by Nestor Ramos will definitely be counted.
So, kung kay Saavedra yan, may additional pito or baka stoppage lang naman dahil hindi naman pinito as a foul eh.
Just to allow the 2 men to pick themselves up.
Tsaka may maiwasan na kung
may kiskisan.
Baka mag-escalate pa to something more eh. So good job with sa officials natin na pumito kaagad.
Well, that is pretty much expected given how close this fight has been since tip-off.
Tsaka kahit early in our conference pivotal tong matchup na to.
Magandang press break na naman yun para sa Eton Century Park. Mitchell Tan, Mon Alejo. And they're giving Mon Alejo the green light to shoot that left side jumper.
Brian.
That was a thing of beauty for Mon Alejo.
And they're finding him. Kumbaga yun talaga yung spot niya. In that previous possession, may close out na si Jerwin Agarao pero kumbaga nasipat na ni Mon Alejo eh.
Alejo with his 13th rebound. That's Arwin Albano rather. Check that. Saavedra drives. Saavedra. Another possession for Kenneth Saavedra. J-Up short on the 3.
Malamig pa rin itong si J-Up after hitting 1 in the first half.
If I'm not mistaken, itong si J-Up is 1 or 2 out of 7. We'll check that. That's already 1 out of 7 from long distance.
So for J-Up naman, it's important not to rush his shots. He's getting the looks pero wag siya mabother sa defense ng PNB.
Ramos, pick and roll. Oh, there's a foul. Bang in the bucket. A chance for a 3-point play. Para dito kay Isidro.
Etong si Isidro, even though there was contact, they're taking advantage of his length against a smaller Mitchell Tan.
Ganda rin ang role niya doon, Coach Roca.
Sakto yung passing angle para makuha niya yung tirang gusto niya.
Isidro back rims that free throw.
And again, Brian, both teams continue to struggle from the free throw line.
There's a blocking foul called on Villanueva as he tries to prevent Mitchelton from streaking past him in the baseline.
And so far, I don't recall any team or any player hitting back-to-back sa free throw line. No? So, very evident yung free throw struggles ng both teams.
1 out of 2 for Mitchelton. Only a 3-point ball game in favor of PNB. Less than 2 minutes remaining here in the penultimate quarter of the regulation. Ramos stops on a dime. Ramos trickles that one in.
Ganda ng slight nudge siya doon nung pagka-hedge ng defender niya. That's why he got an opening for that jumper.
And then Imperial gets a steal but doesn't get that three-pointer to fall. Mitchell in open court. Drop off. And clearly that's gonna be PNB basketball.
Wild transition opportunity there for Eton Century Park, but great defense for PNB. That's why they were able to force a turnover.
1 minute and 23 remaining here in the third. Ramos against Chua. Ramos gets a 3-up. Short on that try. Aliejo clears the rebound. And Eton will try to bring this closer as we end the third quarter. Querido to J-Yap. Will this be the 3?
There
and he
you go.
does get that one in.
You could see the difference in J-Yap's stroke in that shot. Hindi niya renush. So nandun yung arch, nandun yung release na gusto niya. That's why he was able to knock that 3-pointer down.
57-55. 2 points separating these teams. Great pickup, but a steal. Two-man game, but Raymond Chua was unprepared to receive that from Querido.
And siguro yung passing angle din because it was too late for Raymond Chua.
That was an almost because that's a 2-on-1 opportunity.
2-on-1 na yun eh. So you need to take advantage of that. Could have been a tied ball game. Unfortunately, nag-end up pa sa turnover for Eton Century Park.
If you are Eton Century Park, you wanna pull off a defensive stop here because babalik pa naman yung bola with 4 or 5 seconds remaining in the quarter clock.
Yes. So both teams in the penalty, so it's important also for Eton Century Park not to foul, but ayun, because of the blow-by, may help naman, but yung defender, actually there's no need to foul because Arwin Albano was there to as a last line of defense, but since as you see in the replay, hindi na siya challenge dahil may pito na, may reach in na nangyari because of the blow-by situation.
One of the new faces for PNB is Villanueva.
Completes a 3-point play.
Recognize that there was a mismatch in terms of speed against J-Yap. 16.6 to work with for Eton Century Park. A chance to write the last sentence of this chapter.
So, ayan, a foul is called against Isidro. PNB already in the penalty, so Raymond Chua has a chance to cut down the lead to 3 points if he makes both free throws.
Second foul on Isidro. Penalty situation. So Raymond can get this game back to within 2 points.
Or 3 rather.
Or 3. Yeah.
So, si De La Cruz nahuli yung gulang doon.
It's yet another foul called on PNB with 9 ticks remaining on the quarter clock. So, I think free throws coming the way of Raymond Chua again.
Or maybe not dahil offensive foul yung tinawag.
Oh,
so,
okay.
even pag penalty, pag offensive foul, no free throws.
Another chance to get closer for Eton. 6 to work with. Nice stop para dito kay Isidro.
For 2 seconds.
J for 3 to end the quarter, and that's gonna be it. 60-56. Philippine National Bank will carry a 4-point advantage coming in the last canto. Some highlights from the third quarter. Medyo matagal natin nakitang nakaupo si Chris Robles.
So, siguro for head coach itong si Coach Puruganan is he doesn't see the urgency to play heavy minutes for Christopher Robles in the third quarter, and that could help them because of the tight ball game that we have entering the fourth.
PNB holding on to a 4-point lead as we enter the fourth quarter. Magbabalik po ang 2026 BKT Inter-Sister Cup.
This could be you.
Be the face that redefines Philippine healthcare. Unleash your potential. Ignite your purpose. University of the East Ramon Magsaysay Memorial Medical Center.
Back to the coverage here live from the Bongtan Basketball Hall in Quiapo, Manila. Your first game on this quadruple header. A beautiful Saturday as well, Coach Jongay. Nakita na natin si Haring Araw.
Finally, after siguro almost a week. Diba?
Fourth quarter brought to you by Torres Light Brandy. Still anybody's ball game. This one, we're covering PNB kontra Eton Century Park. Only a 4-point ball game. Chris Robles leading the way. Leading all scorers with 19 markers to his name. On the other side, it's Arwin Albano with 14, but he already had 12 in the first half. So, only added 2 points in the third quarter. Let's see if Arwin Albano can get things going here in the fourth.
In terms of the scoring aspect, medyo naging silent si Arwin Albano, but he's been rebounding and locating his teammates. At the same time, even though he's not scoring, the presence itself could make a difference against a defense na binabato ng PNB. So doon mo makikita yung Arwin Albano. Even though yung numbers niya sa stat sheet hindi masyadong nagbabago, may impact pa rin siya sa game mismo.
We're looking at his numbers. Arwin Albano, 14 points, 13 rebounds, and 5 assists.
So very efficient numbers for Arwin Albano. And in terms of the head-to-head matchup, kumbaga maganda yung sagutan ng both players na involved doon.
Eton with the possession now. They break the press. Tenyoso is wide open. Tenyoso will not get that, but Arwin Albano is there to clean it up.
So Arwin Albano going to work, getting the offensive rebound. That's his 15th, if I'm not mistaken. And an opportunity to add to his scoring output because he only had 2 points nga in the third quarter.
So Arwin Albano will earn his points from the free throw line. A chance for point number 15 and point number 16. First of two is good for Arwin Albano. Kung titingnan mo si Arwin Albano, Coach Jungay parang hindi pa pagod.
Fresh na fresh pa eh. Kasi siguro dun din papasok yung efficiency, yung how to pace yourself. Mukhang veteranong-veterano na rin naman tong si Arwin Albano. Kaya no wonder hindi pa siya mukhang pagod even though we're already in the fourth quarter.
If I'm not mistaken, that's the first 2 out of 2
yes,
from the free throw line. Nestor Ramos answers right back, and that's a 3 from the corner.
And after hitting his first one in the third quarter, nakatatlo na itong si Nestor Ramos in our game.
63-58. 5-point cushion. Mitchell Tan botches that one, and that was stolen away. Here's Jemar Luwalhati, smaller Mitchell Tan in front of him, and he completes the end one play. Jemar Luwalhati.
Jemar Luwalhati making the most out of the advantage there in the fast break opportunity.
Timeout muna tayo. Magbabalik po ang BKT Inter-Sister Cup.
Sarap mag-rise, rise, energy from
Hilby, tuloy-tuloy ang mga ganaks. You need to keep your energy up. So tired of the usual. May new drink tayong favorite. Refresherize, yum na rise, invigorize. Sarap mag-rise, rise, energy pop.
Rise Energy Pop, ang bagong fruity grape surprise na sakto ang price.
Sarap mag-rise, rise, energy pop.
7-point lead now for PNB. If I'm not mistaken, Coach Junkay, this is the brand new biggest lead of Philippine National Bank in this ball game.
And if you're Eton Century Park, you've done a good job keeping the game close. So, si PNB has been up by 5 points, 7 points. So, pero yun nga, even though they're currently up by 7, you can't count Eton Century out. Pero for them naman, for Eton Century Park, kailangan nandun pa rin yung composure, and at the same time, is that hindi mamaga yung lamang nitong si PNB.
Luwalhati will fail on that free throw. Still a 7-point lead, a bit comfortable para sa PNB. Mitchell. That's Querido for 3. Nope.
Could have been a big shot, got that lead to 4, but luckily for Eden Century Park Hotel, itong si PNB ends up with a turnover.
Arwin Albano decides to slow things down. J up for 3. Look good, but offline. Balik sa floor itong si Raymond Chua, replacing Tenyoso. So it's Tan, Querido, Albano, Chua, and Yap on the floor for Coach Mactan. Raymond to Querido. Querido, strong drive. And Querido, count that basket, says our referee.
Kumbaga parang broken play na yon. Dumiskarte na lang si Matthew Querido and ends up with a 3-point play opportunity.
Just too strong on that one for Matthew Querido. 5-point ball game. 8 minutes and change in the fourth. Luwalhati is directing traffic. Ramos gets a pick from Rivera against a taller defender. Here's Rivera. Nice dump off.
Ooh, everything but the shot.
Tumatakbo ngayon ng Eton led by Arwin Albano. Albano spins. Querido, no. And Rivera gets the board. Mitchell Tan, veteran smarts to pick up that loose ball. Albano on the post. Cross court to Jay. Raymond.
Nice pass.
Beautiful location. Raymond Chua gets it to Albano via bounce pass.
Tsaka yung seal doon ni Arwin Albano to get that passing angle. Galing.
Only a 3-point ball game here in favor of PNB. Jemar Luwalhati. Corner. Oh, there's a whistle on the floor. Mitchell Tan called for a reach-in. A blocking foul.
After leading by 7, itong si PNB, now we're back to a one-possession ball game.
Ramos and Villanueva will sit on the bench in favor of Chris Robles, who will be seeing after a long break.
Oo, siguro mga 7-8 basketball minutes yun.
And Judy Quaresma. Luwalhati against Jay Yap. Luwalhati to Chris Robles. That is a specialty for Chris Robles. No good.
A chance for Eton Century Park to tie the ball game, Brian.
Good location there, and Arwin Albano will not get that basket but will earn his points from the free throw line.
And itong si Arwin Albano doing a good job sealing Ron Jeffrey Rivera. When you seal, ang turo ng mga coaches dyan is to put your, or when you back down your defenders, to put them under the basket. Kasi once they're under the basket, kakampi mo na yan eh. Parang 2-on-1 na yung mangyayari dun sa defender, I mean sa offensive player dahil kakampi niya yung ring, hindi na siya masusupalpal noong bantay niya. But unfortunately, itong si Arwin Albano misses at the first of 2 free throws. So 3 points pa rin ang lamang nitong PNB.
Both of these teams are coming off opening game victories. 1 out of 2 for Arwin Albano. Back to a 1-point ball game. Or 2-point ball game, rather. Quaresma baseline jumper is beating a beauty.
Money yun kay Jury Quaresma, who's medyo relatively silent siya in this game. Pero nevertheless, he extends the lead to 4 points for PNB.
Scramble for the loose ball. A 3-second violation.
Since there was no clear possession dun sa loose ball natin, kaya yung kung sino man yung nakatambay dun sa painted area was whistled for a 3-second violation. And expect itong si Eton Century Park to send to deploy the same defensive strategy. Dahil sinaside push nila, ina-ice nila itong si si Jemar Luwalhati. Pero in the previous possession, nakascore si Jury Quaresma. Pero ayun, send right na naman, send sideline itong si Jemar Luwalhati.
There was a whistle on the floor against Raymond Chua as Agarao was sealing against him, but not in the act of shooting, says a referee.
So blab ang mangyayari for PNB with fresh 14 on the shot clock.
Almost a stolen possession.
Wala palang tao dun. So, ideally kasi if someone drives baseline, dapat may tao ka sa corner dun yung emergency pass mo. And sa peripheral siguro ni Jemar Luwalhati, there was someone in the wing dahil walang tao sa baseline.
Albano is double teamed. Albano gets it to Raymond Chua.
Nice pass.
Almost free. Albano gets his 16th rebound. 4 shirts against Arwin Albano.
Nang mamana doon si Arwin Albano, but there are too many PNB arms defending him, kaya wayward yung tira.
Drowned into the defense of the white shirts of PNB, and we're gonna see the return of Christopher De La Cruz. It's Luwalhati, Robles, De La Cruz, Agarao, and Quaresma para sa PNB.
So,
De La Cruz.
Siguro itong scouting report ng Eton Century Park Hotel, no, Brian, is walang left hand dribble. Itong si Jemar Luwalhati. That's why they're forcing him to go right, his strong hand, pero may nakakarga sa strong side. May tagger kagad. So, for the past 4 or 5 possessions, ganun yung ploy na nangyayari. Yung defensive strategy na binabato ng Eton Century Park. Pero still, they can't avoid fouling or stop dahil pag once na ma-attract ni Jemar Luwalhati yung Eton Century Park defense, he finds his teammates. Kaya nagkakaroon ng opportunity.
Front end of 2 for Christopher De La Cruz. Doesn't go in. Second free throw. Bounces in for De La Cruz. 1 out of 2. That's been a norm in this ballgame. Splitting the free throws.
Oo. Kung hindi 1 out of 2, 0 of 2. So far, isa pa lang yung nakaka 2 out of 2 in this ballgame.
J-Yap for 3.
Big
It's
shot.
pure. Very important 3-point bucket for J-Yap.
Even though mababa yung 3-point field goal percentage niya, but making it when it matters is what's important.
And you can see that he has the green light. He has the license to take that. No sense of parang worry for his coaching staff whenever he gets that shot up. Raymond Chua almost losing the possession. And Arwin Albano will be called for a traveling violation. Kita mo, every time Albano receives the ball, people converge on him.
Parang may quick double sa blind side eh. Kaya during that instance, itong si Arwin Albano didn't anticipate that. Kaya he was forced to a traveling violation.
De La Cruz, left side. Quaresma, that is stolen by Querido. Querido using his speed. Querido, wrong English.
Tsaka he forced the issue there. That was like 1-on-3, 1-on-4. So, better to pull back.
68-66. 11 to work with on the shot clock. Robles pulls a 3. Offline that time. And J-Up secures that possession.
Great hustle by Eton Century Park.
For Eton. Ito na si Arwin Albano. Kick out. J-Up stepping on the line. No good. Raymond Chua gets them another serving. Raymond turnaround jumper. Raymond Chua ties the ball game at 68. All smiles for Raymond Chua as we send these teams into this modern Fox timeout.
This could be you.
Be the face that redefines Philippine healthcare. Unleash your potential. Ignite your purpose. University of the East, Ramon Magsaysay Memorial Medical Center.
From a 7-point Pnb lead, we are now tied at 68 with 3 minutes and 40 remaining here in the fourth and the final quarter. Kaabang-abang po ang huling 5 minuto o huling 3 minuto ng laban ng Pnb at Eton Century Park Hotel. Arwin Albano catching up in terms of scoring dito sa kanyang kamatchup na si Chris Robles. Both these players already with 19 markers to their names.
So currently itong si Arwin Albano 7 points in the second half, while itong si Chris Robles naman only at 4, I think. Kasi he had 15 in the first half eh. So nanlamig itong si Chris Robles in the second half, while Arwin Albano has been consistent actually in all quarters.
Luwalhati against J-Yap, sizing up the defense. Ramos pops out. Horns play. Ramos for 3. Wide to the right. And the rebound is secured by Mon Aliejo. A chance for the red shirts to reclaim the lead. J to Arwin. Albano fakes. Albano scores.
Great up fake for Arwin Albano.
And the crowd supporting itong Eton Century Park is hyped up. Agarao. Short. Coach Mactan is trying to settle his boys down. J-Yap receives that quarterback pass. Chris Robles looking to re-enter the ballgame, as he should.
Good seal again. Arwin Albano, nare-recognize niya yung advantage niya sa matchup. Kaya whenever there's a mismatch or siguro nakikita niya na hindi set yung defender, sinisil niya kaagad.
And I think that's the last time that Chris Robles will sit on the bench until the conclusion of this match, because they have dragged each other in the depths.
Yes. Perfect description
of this fourth quarter.
So let's see if itong si Arwin Albano can hit 2 of 2 free throws to extend their lead.
Arwin Albano calmly sinks the first free throw, extending this Eton lead to 3.
As we mentioned earlier, no, Brian, itong si Arwin Albano has been the barometer for Eton Century Park Hotel. So now that he has 21 and 16, let's see if he could carry itong si Eton Century Park Hotel into a win.
71-68. Arwin Albano with 21 points and 16 big rebounds. Ramos against Mitch Tan to Chris Robles. They're going through their motions. Rivera to Gemar. Gemar decides to take the 3. Once tied the ball game, doesn't get that to fall. And Albano with his 17th board. J-Yap receives it, but Robles bothers him.
And you could see the assistant coach of itong PNB very enthusiastic, very emphatic, approaching our referee for a challenge signal.
Yung mga ganon, Coach Jung, yun yung mga sigurado kang nakita mo. Yung ganon takbo.
Totoo. And hindi pa siya matic review because nasa 2:02 pa tayo eh.
So, the rule is pagka 2 minutes or less.
Yes. Pero tingnan natin kung tama ba ang hinala ng PNB when it comes to using that challenge because that could be costly with a close game like this.
We are in for a treat here in our first game at unang laro pa lang po ito mga kaibigan. 71-68 PNB staring at a 3-point deficit.
Yeah, i-announce na ang ating hatol. Crucial, hindi sulit yung sugal ng PNB, so that's a very crucial challenge.
Because in a close fight like this, Coach Jungkay, importante yung last 2 minutes, mahaba yan. Para sa isang 3-point ball game. Last 2 minutes brought to you by Torres Light Brandy. Querido. Kilikili shot won't work. Robles running. Robles will cruise for a 2.
No challenge there for the Eton Century Park defense.
Modern Fox timeout. Magbabalik po ang PNB kontra Eton Century Park Hotel.
Cheers sa barkada nating night shift.
Kahit gaano kabigat ang night shift, magaan ang umaga. Pagkasama ang barkada at Tanduay Light. Tanduay Light, gaan ng may kasama.
Kahit pagod, matibay ang loob. Pag nagkamali, handang itama. Kasama mo, Tanduay, higit 170 years ng swabe at buo ang lasa. Para sa matibay ang loob, tibay, Tanduay.
Back to the ball game here inside the Bongtan Basketball Hall in Quiapo, Manila. We are in for a beautiful basketball ending. PNB kontra Eton Century Park Hotel. A precarious 1-point lead. With 1 minute and 47 left. J-Yap triggering inbound. Hustle play for Nestor Ramos. Somehow delays that offensive scheme. Raymond. Back to the point guard. Mitch Tan. Pick from Arwin. Mitch. Inside. J. 4-3. This is gonna be big. No. And that's a steal completed by Matthew Querido. And what a way for Querido to take that defensive stop.
That's his first personal foul. There will be a review on the last.
And there's going to be a review here. If anything untoward merits an unsportsmanlike foul, I guess. Still a 1-point lead for Eton Century Park Hotel. 1 minute, 27 seconds left. This has been an impressive showing for Eton Century Park, especially against a very talented team, PNB. Not only that they were finalists last season, but also because they're coming off an upset win against the defending champions in Asia Brewery Cobra Rice. Definitely they're riding high from that, but still a lot of basketball time remaining in the fourth quarter. Arwin Albano and Chris Robles living up to the billing of that matchup in the pregame. Arwin Albano already with 22 points and 17 rebounds, coming off a 35-10-3 performance against Zebra Holdings.
Foul number 5, Christopher Robles, penalty.
So regular foul lang ang tinawag, Coach Jongkai, and because it's penalty situation already, 2 free throws. Ito yung ensuing play, ano? Ron Rivera, too strong. Nakuha ni Matthew Querido and
yung momentum towards Matthew
natural
Querido.
momentum.
Oh yeah, and may grab pala kasi sa hip, sa waist area nitong si Matthew Querido. But itong si Matthew Querido couldn't take advantage. Clearly, free throws has been an issue for both teams in this game. So, sabi nga natin, with a close game like this, babalikan mo yung free throw percentage mo.
1 out of 2, 72-70. PNB can either take the lead or tie the ball game in this possession. Luwalhati, usual prospects. Robles drives. Robles finger roll is a thing of beauty.
Ties the ball game, so nangangamoy overtime tayo, Brian.
But this is a lot of basketball remaining here. A minute and 5. Mitch Tad orchestrating to J Yap.
Crucial turnover.
Only that J Yap is not a 7-footer.
And nandun yung lift eh. Tama yung idea, but there was too much sauce in the pass of Mitchell Tan. That's why itong si J Yap wasn't able to catch it.
Modern Fox timeout po tayo.
Kahit gaano kabigat ang night shift, magaan ang umaga. Pagkasama ang barkada at Tanduay Light. Tanduay Light, gaan ng may kasama.
72 apiece. Sabi mo nga, Coach Jungkay, nangangamoy overtime ang ating unang laro. Pero more or less, 3 possessions pa to. 24-24. Minath ko pa.
Napakompute ka pa ng di oras eh. No? Pero syempre, it's very crucial how many possessions are remaining in this ball game kung in terms of kumbaga time management for both teams.
Virtually a minute left here in the fourth quarter. 57.9 on the clock.
14 on the shot clock of PNB.
So itong si PNB decided to go half court, kaya 14 lang tayo. So more time for them kasi since babalik pa naman yung bola sa kanila.
Luwalhati triggering inbound. Rivera the receiver. 10 to work with. Luwalhati against Jay. Switch. Drop off. De La Cruz. Robles. Robles favorite shot. Robles too strong. And almost an extra possession courtesy of Rivera.
So may mandatory review tayo, Brian. Technically, siguro mga two possessions pa. 2 or 3 depends on where the teams want their inbound to be after a timeout. So game situation natin, both teams have 1 timeout left each. And both teams are also in a penalty. Kaya very crucial if someone ends up fouling in this siguro next few possessions natin.
Right after this, we have UE Manila going up against the PMFTC Lions. So, okay. Review is done. Verdict is in. Bola po ng Eton Century Park Hotel with 43.9 left in the quarter clock or in the game clock. Given this is the last quarter of regulation.
So, magiging interesting kung ano ang krokis ni Coach Mactan in this situation.
Fresh 24. Mitch. Querido. Back to Mitch. Waves off the screen. To Raymond. Raymond Chua. Nauna yung step before the bump.
Yeah.
But that was a close call.
Yeah. Kumbaga split second yung pagitan ng bump and yung step. So no timeouts for Philippine National Bank.
Okay. They will run this through. Third possession since that stoppage at 57.8.
So either way, no, Bob, if PNB makes a basket, may mga 3 to 4 second difference sa shot clock and game clock natin.
De La Cruz for the lead. No! And a good save by Ron Rivera.
Doon papasok yung timeout mo for a baseline out of bounds. But first,
brilliant heads-up play for Ron Rivera to recognize not yet out of bounds. Pwede ko pang i-bounce to. Tapos 4 seconds left.
Yes. And if you're Eton Century Park Hotel, it's important for you to be disciplined on defense, not to foul, to defend honestly. Walang mga palo, walang tapek. So because you're already in the penalty.
PNB will have the chance to write the last sentence and possibly send this game away.
Kasi tabla panalo na lang to. So no need to rush, no need to, I mean not necessarily need to rush, but you need to be very smart with your decision.
We can see coaching staff of PNB drawing up a play here for the final 4 seconds. At doon nga pumasok yung final timeout nitong PNB because ito na yung huling hura.
Yeah. And for Eton Century Park naman, expect PNB to maximize the time and they also have 1 timeout left. So, ang pwede mong gawin dyan is once you see the alignment of the offensive team, doon ka tumawag ng timeout para at least makapagbigay ka ng additional instructions to your players on how to read the situation.
Mano-i-mano. Christopher Robles against Arwin Albano. 23 against 22. Respectively.
So, kumbaga, yung living up to expectations, yung head-to-head matchup natin. And our referees are looking at the previous possession diligently. With a tight ball game like this, you don't want to leave anything na unsure.
But that was a good shot by Christopher Robles.
Ooh! Ayun, So, nagkamali ng turo si referee natin pero he quickly corrects himself. A light moment in a tense game like this. Kahit si referee natin na pangiti na lang
tao
sa...
lang. Sabi nga ni Looney, tao lang.
Bumawi naman kaagad. Yun yung importante. Si Jemmer Luwalhati, napapadjak na eh.
4 seconds remaining.
So from base sa alignment itong si Eton Century Park, parang ipapak nila yung pin and give the outside shot.
Jemmer triggers.
Nice.
Rivera. And Rivera will lose the ball. There's still time on the clock. Chris Robles clearly frustrated by how that last play transpired.
Well, ito si Ron Jeffrey Rivera had an opening momentarily but decided to attack the basket pero dun sa dribble na yon, from where we are seated, Brian, parang tumama sa paa niya. I'm not sure. It's unclear to my
from our vantage
point if it hit someone going outside. So, crucial timeout for actually no need. Yun yung kagandahan doon. Hindi kailangan to timeout ni Coach Mactan to draw up a play just in case sa kanila yung bola.
Pero itatawag na rin.
Ayan, para ma-advance yung bola. So, we're staying on the air, Brian.
This is a timeout brought to you by Modern Fox. We see the statistics here side by side, very close to each other. PNB and Eton Century Park, 42 and 41% from the field respectively. Close even their three-point shooting, 20% and 24%. Ang malayo lang, Coach, rebounding, 53 to 39. Gets natin kung bakit. Arwin Albano.
Yes, and even though sabihin natin in terms of height, mas maraming bigs itong si PNB, pero yung advantage talaga tsaka yung grit nandun siguro masasabi natin, or siguro yung knack for the ball talaga is with Arwin Albano. That's why umalagwa na, kumalas na in terms of the rebounding numbers. But one thing that's very glaring in the game summary natin sa overall stats is the free throw shooting. 5 out of 16 for PNB for 31%. Could have been siguro if you hit at least half of those, medyo komportable ka Pero for itong si Eton Century Park naman, 10 out of 22 for 45%. Kalahati rin yung minintis mo ng attempts na binigay sa'yo. So, very crucial in a close game like this. Let's see kung how this would pan out with 2.7 seconds left.
Officially, 2.7 seconds remaining. Querido will have Albano, Chua, Yap, and Mitch Tan as his prospects. Mitch Tan for 3. No, and we are going into overtime. Extra 5 minutes to settle the score between PNB and Eton Century Park Hotel, 72 apiece. Your thoughts on that regulation, Coach Jonkay?
Up and down ball game. Kumbaga nga sa boxing, we were mentioning earlier na kumbaga palitan ng suntok yung dalawang boksingero and walang gusto bumigay. So, let's see who could throw the knockout punch come overtime, or kung sino ba yung makabato ng haymaker na panapos para makapagbagsak sa moral ng kalaban nila. I mean, what a way to open our game day. PNB, Eton Century Park Hotel, 2 giants going head-to-head, heading into overtime.
Indeed, what a way for us to begin the Saturday quadruple header. PNB and Eton Century Park Hotel needing 5 more minutes to settle the score. Magbabalik po ang 2026 BKT Inter-Sister Cup.
This could be you.
Be the face that redefines Philippine healthcare. Unleash your potential. Ignite your purpose. University of the East Ramon Magsaysay Memorial Medical Center.
We're still live from the Bongtan Basketball Hall here in Quiapo, Manila, for your continued coverage of the 2026 BKT Inter-Sister Cup. Only our first game on this quite sunny Saturday. Brian Priscilius on the call, working alongside Coach Jonkay de Guzman.
And welcome back to you, Brian. First game back, overtime ka agad.
Overtime agad, and no complaints. Philippine National Bank going up against Eton Century Park Hotel. Overtime brought to you by Torres Light Brandy. Mitchelton kontra Chempo shot. That's been rare in this ball game since the first quarter, and Arwin Albano will have to earn his points from the free throw line.
And even though there are a lot of more bigs for PNB, they are having a hard time locating and boxing out itong si Arwin Albano. Siguro iba rin talaga yung knack for the ball, or yung angle on how he sees yung rebounding opportunity. That's why he's already at 18 rebounds in this ball game.
That adds to his points total already with 23 markers to his name. Good thing then for Arwin Albano, he's been pretty careful with his fouls.
Oh, after picking up a third foul early in the third quarter, he was
Oo.
able to manage his personal fouls. Kaya nandito pa rin, nagdo-dominate pa rin si Arwin Albano even though we're already in overtime.
Oh, siya rin again, naka 2 out of 2. From that 15-foot line. Rivera. Luwalhati. Ramos top of the key. To Jemar. Jemar spins. Jemar will be fouled on the way to the basket.
And because nasa penalty, itong si Eton Century Park Hotel, itong si Jemar Luwalhati has a chance to tie the ball game with 2 free throws.
Jury Quaresma will be replacing Christopher De La Cruz. If I'm not mistaken, Coach Jonka, itong si Jury Quaresma last season, nagto 30 points to Ganon ka-deep itong lineup ni Coach Michael. Jemar Luwalhati, you're clearly your facilitator. And then the emergence of Chris Robles in this season. Tapos may Ron Rivera ka, may Jury Quaresma ka na nakaka 30 points last season. So, scary lineup.
At saka talaga yung mga dependable talaga yung mga players na yan. Kaya itong si PNB always competes.
Querido against Ramos. To Raymond. That's a seal on Albano, but Raymond decides to take that jumper. Lucky bounce for Raymond Chua.
So itong si Raymond Chua gives Eton Century Park Hotel gives them back the lead.
Rivera, too deep in the baseline. Luwalhati uses the back.
Nonchalant shot there for Jemar Luwalhati.
Tied at 76. 3:44 remaining. Mitch Tan for 3. No.
And so far, itong si Mitchell Tan has been struggling from the 3-point area in this game. Only has hit 1 so far. And clearly, one of his strengths yan si Mitchell Tan, yung 3-point shot. And Jemar Luwalhati naman, Brian, after, kumbaga medyo casual lang siya, very nonchalant all game long in terms of in the offensive end, has been taking over the offensive possessions dito sa overtime natin.
Front end of 2 is good for Jemar Luwalhati. His 11th point in the ball game to go along with 5 rebounds and 6 assists. Kung sakasakali, unang 2 out of 2 ng PNB player to from the free throw line.
Actually, Jemar Luwalhati hit 2 out of 2 the previous
okay.
Yeah, so dito nag-split siya. So outside Arwin Albano and Jemar Luwalhati, wala pang nakaka 2 out of 2. But nevertheless, they're up by 1 now. Pero again, I was about to say, Arwin Albano's about to give Eton Century Park the lead.
Strong drive and strong finish for Nestor Ramos. And good location as well for Chris Robles. And that will be the end of Raymond Chua's morning. 5 fouls. He will have to sit on the bench for the entirety of this ball game. Mon Alejo balik para kay Coach Mactan. Now, Mon Alejo will have to take in a huge responsibility kasi dirty work itong si Raymond Chua.
And naman, si Mon Alejo has the same type of ball game with Raymond Chua. So, definitely up for the challenge itong si Mon Alejo.
Good pass. That's stolen away by Jury Quaresma. Counter steal. Arwin Albano, strong drive to the left and he will be fouled by Jury Quaresma.
Itong si Arwin Albano putting his head down towards
bulldozer, no? 79-76, a 3-point PNB lead. A chance for Albano to cut this to a 1-point ball game.
Very steady so far itong si Arwin Albano.
Kita mo na may fatigue ka na rin makikita kay Arwin Albano. He's been playing since the early goings of the 4th Alam ko parang hindi na siya inupo after nung
Tsaka
pahinga na yun.
mag 2015 game ka ba naman? Plus assist pa. Talagang makakaramdam ka ng pagod.
Magto 2020 na.
So
2 out of 2.
So 25-19 and 6 for Arwin Albano, but they're down by 1 against PNB with 2:40 left in our overtime period.
Walhati is orchestrating the offense. Quaresma absorbs the bump, no good. Albano secures his 20th rebound. Querido. Albano trailing. Albano picks up a three-pointer. No! That's his first attempt from long distance. Stolen by Alejo.
So far, itong si Mon Alejo done a huge part since yung pag-insert niya sa kanya dito sa overtime.
Albano almost free.
And Ron Jeffrey Rivera had no choice but to foul Arwin Albano, who was underneath the basket.
Last 2 minutes. It's brought to you by Torres Light Brandy. I think Ron Rivera also
graduate na din.
Got his 5th foul.
So dalawa na ang graduate natin in today's ball game. Well, given the physicality of this ball game in overtime period pa.
Short on the first try, Arwin Albano.
So itong medyo malalim na yung hinga ni Arwin Albano. So as you mentioned earlier, Brian, yung signs of fatigue.
Nandun na.
Tsaka kasi 26 and 20 na siya. So talagang mapapagod na yan.
1 out of 2 for Arwin Albano. Just enough to tie this ball game with 1:57 left here in overtime.
So Chris Robles, ito si Arwin Albano has been consistent. Itong si Chris Robles, yung medyo nanahimik dito sa second half natin.
Nestor Ramos up top. Jemmer Luwalhati fakes. Jemmer Luwalhati with an ankle breaker. But De La Cruz just botches that layup. Alejo to Jay. Jay will wait for numbers. Decides to give it to the stabilizer. Itong si Mitchell Tan. High post for Arwin Albano. Albano. Querido for 3. Yes!
Good shot!
Sir! Matthew Querido, what a timely three-pointer from the corner, no less. Giving the lead to Eton 82-79. Almost a minute left here in the overtime. Querido. Robles. Robles steps back. Robles for 3. That does not get the lucky bounce.
So a loose ball foul is gonna be whistled against Mon Alejo. Both teams are already in the penalty. So a loose ball foul or any foul outside an offensive foul would lead to free throws.
De La Cruz fell on the hardwood. 2 free throws for Christopher De La Cruz. Very important free throws. Tumawid na po tayo ng final minute. 52 seconds remaining. Can't help but notice itong magkaibang kulay na sapatos ni Christopher De La Cruz.
So uso ngayon no? Yung mismatch yung shoes.
Correct. No good on the first free throw. Still a 3-point lead for Century Park Hotel. Could you call this an upset if Eton pulls off a win against last year's finalists?
Actually, that's what I've been thinking, Brian. Upset nga ba ito? Pero as you could say, parang both teams are evenly matched naman Nasa top tier sila Pero PNB being the finalist from last conference, masasabi mo ang upset.
How about Mon Alejo stepping up to the plate? Stepping up to the plate.
And
as Raymond Chua had to take a backseat after getting his 5th foul, That jumper.
Yes, and as you mentioned, baka naging blessing pa yung yung disqualification or yung pag-foul out ni Raymond Chu in the game because of the impact that Mon Alejo has given itong si Eton Century Park in this ball game. Kasi yung energy, yung hustle, yun yung naging ambag nitong si Mon Alejo dito sa overtime. But something that wasn't seen in the camera, Brian, itong si Arwin Albano was momentarily down with cramps sa floor natin. So just to give our viewers an idea on the current game situation na baka maging factor in the last 39.5 seconds.
Ito yung play kanina. Mon Alejo. I was about to say that was a bit of a rushed shot because time was on their side given that they were leading by 3. But Mon Alejo,
pero tira niya kasi talaga yun yung corner jumper na yun.
Yung receive na yun?
Saka may pagka-unorthodox talaga yung release niya. Hindi mo alam kung quick release ba or minamadali niya, but nevertheless, it's a big shot for Mon Alejo. Could be the dagger in this ball game.
Now a 5-point lead here for Eton Century Park, 84-79. Nestor Ramos with a corner 3. So many things happening simultaneously, but Nestor Ramos unbothered. Another Modern Fox timeout, but Nestor Ramos gets his team closer and within only 2 points. That was a quick shot, to say the least. 84-82. 36.3 seconds remaining. So many unsung heroes dito, Coach Junkay. Whoever wins this ball game. How about itong si Raymond Chu, 9 points, 12 rebounds before, incurring his 5th foul. Almost a double-double. Matthew Querido with a corner 3 as well. Sa kabila naman, on top of Christopher Robles, you have Nestor Ramos quietly putting in 17 points.
Jemar Luwalhati also. I mean, even though hindi flashy or impactful yung mga points niya, but you could see his imprint in the ball game. He has 11 points, 6 rebounds, and 6 assists. So very efficient numbers for Jemar Luwalhati. Even though Chris Robles has been carrying the scoring load, clearly yung yung impact player or yung facilitator, whatever you could call it, si Jemar Luwalhati pa rin yung nagtitimon ng barko dito sa PNB. So, game situation, Brian, no timeouts left for both teams, and both teams are already in the penalty.
Jay Yap now. They will allow Jay to cross that half-court line. Querido, 14 to work with. To Mitch Tan against Robles. Mitch Tan still against Robles. Now in the hands of Arwin Albano. Who does Arwin Albano things?
So last shot time. No timeouts for PNB.
Jemar Luwalhati streaking inside. Luwalhati, and they're, I think, losing time here, and that's a costly mistake, which I think will be a done deal.
Yeah.
86-82. An upset of sorts. If you take a look at their record, or at least their track record on paper. But what a way for Eton Century Park Hotel to start this season's campaign with a 2-0 record and taking down no less than the Philippine National Bank 86-82.
And Arwin Albano has been the story of the whole ball game. I mean, momentarily it was Chris Robles, but Arwin Albano, in terms of the head-to-head matchup, has been very consistent all ball game long. Not only in terms of scoring, but in the 29, 20, and 7 assists for Arwin Albano. We mentioned earlier in the pregame, the barometer of this team, definitely where Arwin Albano goes, Eton Century Park goes.
Spirits are high for both these teams. May lamat na yung record nitong PNB. 3-point highlights brought to you by University of the East Manila. 7 out of 29 for Century Park Hotel. Ito namang PNB, 6 out of 27. Hindi nagkakalayo yung kartada nila from beyond the arc.
And again, you'll go back to free throws if you're PNB. For Eton Century Park, okay lang dahil nanalo ka. But for PNB, even though nagkaroon ng yung ending, yung previous possession, I forget the term, but you'll go back to your free throws because yung gantong situations could have been avoided.
And now we see our awardees for this ball game. Best assist of the game brought to you by Philippine Airlines, Matthew Querido.
So ito si Matthew Querido, no? 9 assists in this ball game.
Pwede niyang co-assist man of the game yun. Dahil Mitch Tan also.
Oo, pero kasi when we were about to fix the awards, malayo pa si Mitchell Tan eh. And
how about Nestor Ramos, our 3-point shooter of the game. Nestor Ramos with 3 out of 8 from beyond the arc. That's pretty efficient for Nestor Ramos.
In terms of multiple shots kasi, siya yung pinakamataas. Kasi pwede rin si Ron Jeffrey Rivera, 100%. Kaso 1 out of 1 yung tinire. So, let's give it to Nestor Ramos.
Ito without a doubt, our PMFTC best rebounder of the game, Arwin Albano. Probably just one of his many rebounder of the game awards this season he will be getting. Siyempre, Arwin Albano na rin ang ating top awardee. Our Asia Brewery Defensive Player of the Game, Arwin Albano. ...20 rebounds, 15 defensive rebounds, 5 offensive boards, 2 steals. Napakagandang kartada para kay Arwin Albano.
Pwede na nating tawagin na division itong si Arwin Albano.
Our Tanduay best player of the game, Arwin Albano, 29 points, 20 rebounds, 7 assists. Makikita mo, alam mo kung blind ano yan, pwedeng Nikola Jokic stat yan.
Totoo.
29, 20, and 7. But up next, UE Manila going up against the PMFTC. Some highlights from our first game. That's Chris Robles. At the end of this ball game, Eton Century Park Hotel now carrying a 2-0 record. Habang itong PNB 1-1. Now that concludes this first ball game on the Saturday quadruple header. More Inter-Sister Cup coming your way. What do you think?
Kahit gaano kabigat ang night shift, magaan ang umaga. Pagkasama ang barkada at Tanduay Light. Tanduay Light, gaan ng may kasama.